guys. I gotta have a camera on me, okay? No, not that one. No, gotta have the one with the, yeah.
They say well-behaved women seldom make history. The same goes for good television. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 female antiheroes on TV.
So how often do you lie?
When the mission requires it.
Do you lie to me?
Sometimes.
For this list, we're looking at female leads in television series that lack heroic or idealistic qualities that are usually present in lead characters.
She was just there, trying to antagonize me. I swear, Larry, I could smash her in the face.
These small-screen anti-heroines usually have darker qualities or a questionable sense of morality, but we're still drawn to them and want to follow their stories. Number 10, Hannah Horvath. Girls.
No more money.
Starting when?
Starting now.
Yep, we all have a friend like Hannah. Lena Dunham uses this leading lady to brilliantly satirize privileged millennials that are coming of age. The aspiring writer is narcissistic and mentally unstable, which brings about moments that are both hilarious and sad.
So my book is dead. Do you happen to know another publisher that I could maybe slip the manuscript to if I do decide that I really want to try to keep it alive, or...
Watching her fumble, and we mean fumble, through her path to adulthood can be a frustrating experience. But that just makes her actual moves of responsibility that much more satisfying.
Because the only issues you ever talk about are your issues with me. Seriously, we've known each other for almost 8 years. I've been on this planet for 25, and I'm not showing any signs of changing.
It's a lot of fun to laugh at her childishness, but the character's realism also successfully endears us to her.
We just want to spend some time with you, honey, okay? As a normal family unit.
Well, I would say normal family unit kind of went out the window when one of you became gay and the other started dressing like Pat Benatar.
Number 9, Carrie Mathison. Homeland.
That doesn't mean I'm wrong. It just means he may be laying low for a while, turned and trained, but a sleeper.
You're arguing against yourself, Carrie.
Claire Danes' CIA agent is one of the most interesting characters in early 21st century television. Her bipolar disorder makes her investigation of Nicholas Brody, an ex-prisoner of war who may or may not have been brainwashed, more difficult.
Good. Get angry. I'm over your whole detached routine.
You're out of line.
Despite her talent as an agent, her methods tend to be of a highly reckless nature, especially as her disorder causes her to be obsessive. What's worse is that she begins an affair with the man she suspects is an ex-POW turned Al-Qaeda terrorist, which eventually results in a child she has little interest in mothering.
It was all really sudden. I could stay in a hotel. Hotel? What are you talking about? You want to hold her?
Though her disturbing actions, which stems from her unstable nature, set her on a path of self-destruction, Mathison is still driven and committed to protecting her country, though she obviously has some issues to sort out.
You lied to us about meeting one of the leaders of Al-Qaeda?
That's right.
You want to explain that?
Number 8, Patty Hewes. Damages.
I am not looking to destroy you. We attorneys survive. It's the clients that come and go.
Glenn Close's Patty led this legal drama through 5 fantastic seasons, and she spent much of it acting highly cold to those around her and doing whatever it takes to win her cases.
You know what I like about you? There's always something going on.
When she takes on Ellen, a great anti-heroine in her own right, as a protege, the two are often at odds with one another and bring fatal consequences with them.
All I want you to do is tell the truth. But I know that can be hard for you. So, I brought something that I thought might help. And who knows, maybe the truth will set you free.
A powerful woman, Patty doesn't allow others to judge her based on her gender, illustrating her authority via blackmail and even murder.
The only reason you hired me was to get to Katie.
Ellen.
Don't bother.
Though she often takes her job too far, this complex character always stands up for the little guy in the cases she takes on, and she isn't without her reservations about her actions. It's not hard to see why Close took home 2 Emmys and a Golden Globe for her performance.
Mama never judged you. But I will.
Number 7, Evil Queen / Regina Mills. Once Upon a Time.
Where are we going? Somewhere horrible.
When the evil queen cursed the residents of the enchanted forest to the real world, few expected that she would perform such an about-face as the series progressed. This villain come anti-heroine has a tragic backstory involving her mother killing her true love, and this is what makes her heart so cold.
Mother!
However, it was significantly softened when she, as Regina Mills, adopted Henry, the biological son of Emma Swan, the savior.
The eagle was in the nest and the package is secure.
It took a while for her to ally herself with the heroes, but once she did, she became a vital asset to the good guys of Storybrooke. Despite occasionally giving in to her dark side, Regina grows to care about her friends, and it's her complexities that have made her a fan favorite since the beginning.
Regina, think about what you're doing. Don't talk to me.
Number 6. Piper Chapman. Orange is the New Black.
Try to look at your experience here as a Mandala Chapman.
After being caught for a crime she committed 10 years prior, Piper is sent to Litchfield Penitentiary. At first, she feels way out of her comfort zone, not understanding the prison's complex social hierarchy. But as the series progresses, we see her make many power plays, which obviously require some unsavory deeds.
So I think it's time that you die.
Almost like a train wreck, her downward spiral into madness is impossible to look away from. Though her actions often come from a place of necessity, she does many things in her own self-interest, including manipulating and hurting the people she loves.
When you say that everybody hates me, you're being a little hyperbolic, right?
It's unclear how her time in prison will affect her life when she gets out, but we can be sure that Piper is definitely not the same woman she was when she first entered Litchfield.
But good that you weren't lying, and I hope that she feels better, and I hope that you both know not to mess with me.
Number 5. Nancy Botwin. Weeds.
You gonna play by the rules?
One of your own kind, deal to your own kind. I'm putting the love in the glove.
A mother's gotta do what a mother's gotta do, right? This particular mom had to resort to selling marijuana after her husband dies to keep up the lifestyle to which she and her family had become accustomed. After her business becomes successful, she becomes embroiled in gang activity, political corruption in Tijuana, and a murder cover-up. Oh, and she is also partially responsible for her hometown being burned down.
Yeah, that's my house right there.
2 minutes. I'm counting. Go.
Trouble seems to follow her wherever she goes, though she doesn't make much effort to avoid it. When push comes to shove, though, Nancy truly cares about her family and even manages to brush off some of her more objectionable behavior sometimes.
Call it bad timing. Call it karma. I've reached a tipping point.
Number 4. Claire Underwood. House of Cards.
I know what I have to do.
Good.
It's said that behind every great man is a great woman. We would say that about Claire, but it wouldn't be accurate to place her behind her husband Frank.
Irons in the fire.
I like irons, but I love fire.
Though he's the face of his very shady political career, he wouldn't be anywhere without her. She's every bit as ruthless as her partner, supporting his quest for power, but also expressing disappointment when he fails, like Shakespeare's Lady Macbeth.
You can't operate based on plans you haven't shared with me.
Then you should have asked me first.
No, I'm not going to ask for your blessing on every decision I make, Francis.
We make decisions together.
Yeah, well, it hasn't felt like that, not for the past 6 months.
However, she never allows his goals to supersede her own interests, going as far as to double-cross him when they disagree. Anyone who crosses her will be dealt with efficiently and gracefully, and she is easily one of the most dynamic female characters on television in the early 21st century.
You realize what you're doing is
civil, not criminal.
Number 3. Jackie Peyton. Nurse Jackie.
Like if I take the thorn out of someone's hand, does that pain have to go somewhere else?
Yes, that's why there's drugs.
There's no doubt that emergency room nurses are heroes, but this one is a bit less so. Jackie spends the entire series battling her addiction to drugs, and more often than not loses that battle. Her habit causes her to hurt and betray her family, friends, and fellow employees time and time again.
This has got to be hard for you.
What's hard for me is that you've been using this whole time.
Despite these faults, though, she proves herself to be one of All Saints' most talented nurses, saving many lives throughout her career. The phenomenal Edie Falco plays the duality of her character to perfection, with Jackie demonstrating typical addict behavior and deflecting, denying, and scheming at every turn as her life comes crashing down around her.
It bears repeating. Make me good, God. But not yet.
Number 2. Annalise Keating. How to Get Away with Murder.
So we've pissed off our client and have absolutely nothing to show for it.
You've all outdone yourselves.
Despite the title, this law professor doesn't really teach you how to kill people. That is, unless you're one of her choice students who ends up being involved in covering up her husband's murder.
You enjoyed it, didn't you? Strangling her, feeling the life go out of her body. You still think about it, don't you?
A cold but brilliant woman who may be a little too fond of alcohol, who works tirelessly to win her cases, even when she knows her client is guilty.
Are you suggesting I killed my husband?
No, I know you killed him. You're upset that he was having sex with strangers, so you got revenge the only way you knew how.
Objection, Your Honor. Mrs. Ewing wasn't near the party the night Dominic
But she
died.
knew where he was headed.
We love her for being fiercely protective of her students, as well as for her assertive, no-holds-barred attitude. Viola Davis's remarkable performance of this complex and fascinating character made her the first Black woman to win the Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series.
And I've been covering for them the whole time. And now they're gonna help cover for you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Yeah, this guy's a real clothes horse, huh?
Why are there written just assistants? Like, why aren't there any female magicians at this place? Everyone we've seen is a dude.
You don't think he's just gonna lie again?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he will, which is why I need to play ignorant to the fact that Z is back.
Oh, the old he can't know that you know, because if he knows you know, he'll know. Yeah.
I can't believe it. People are finally talking about my father's innocence.
Soon everything will be out in the open, including us.
I wanted to say that I thought the whole paint and feathers job was sickening. It was really childish.
This isn't a TV show. This is a hootenanny. Okay, this is an infomercial for the post-racial South. I mean, we gotta do something.
Look, Novacek was hit and smoking, flying straight and level. Any nugget could have made that kill. The silence could have wasted him any number of times, and they didn't. They didn't. They let him escape.
Number 1. Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones.
He was brainwashed. Brainwashed. Mind-controlled. Whatever you can sell.
There's nothing to sell.
How about the truth?
What if a superhero wasn't such a great guy or woman? That's the question posed by this marvelous Netflix series. After retiring from being a superheroine, Jessica Jones becomes a private investigator in Hell's Kitchen. She is an alcoholic with PTSD, who isn't particularly friendly or fond of rules. But she usually ends up on the right side of things.
The right people are going to pay for what's been done. And tell him I don't expect him to forgive me.
Though Daredevil's Elektra could have also been a viable anti-hero for this list, she was no match for this stunning lead. Jessica helps to prove that both women and superheroes can be complex and interesting characters.
Not only did you physically rape me, but you violated every cell in my body and every thought in my goddamn head.
It's not what I was trying to do.
It doesn't matter what you were trying to do. You raped me again and again and again.
How am I supposed to know?
We don't need to be told to smile when we have her on our screens kicking ass.
Everybody just zip it.
Go to hell!
You know why I live alone?
People don't like you?
People distract me. Now, I don't give a bag of dicks what kinky shit you're into. Just be into it quietly.
Do you agree with our list?
So that's the big news in my small world.
Who's your favorite female antihero on TV?
Nancy, we were all just saying how much we love your purse.
It's a knockoff, but you can't even tell.
For more badly behaved top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
What are you doing here?
Getting away from the daily grind of city life and my high-powered job in the magazine industry and making memories with my friends that will last a lifetime. The usual. I don't know, Elijah, what are you doing here?